Welcome back. It's 10 minutes after 8 o'clock, and we're on your side this morning here on Balance, helping you get healthy. And you can do it when you have a fitness and meditation specialist like Brent Williams here, who joins us live in the studio. And Brent, this is always tough for me because I don't know. You do need to go to somebody who's a specialist to know, because there's so much stuff out on the market these days. How do we know what it is we should be eating, and what in the world are macronutrients? So
macronutrients are your big nutrients, your carbohydrates, your proteins, and your fats. And all that information is confusing, really.
Very confusing.
It is, and people are trying to sell things all the time, and really it's much simpler than people like to make it. So your macros are your big nutrients, like I said, and the micronutrients fit in those, like little compartments. So when you can learn to balance your proteins and your fats and your carbs, you're good.
How do you balance those things, though?
Well, as a trainer, I can tell you that most of my clients are protein deficient. When I talk to people and get them to track their nutrition for a bit for me, most people are far shy of where they need to be with their protein. So first things first, we need to get the protein up higher. When more of your calories come from proteins, it's much easier to keep the form that you want to keep.
All right, now I want you to tell me the difference. Do people have different nutrient needs who are more sedentary versus people who are very active lifestyles, and what is that difference?
Totally, you need more calories if you're more active.
But more calories from what?
Okay, so no calories are created equal. Like I said, they're from carbs and proteins and fats. So each carb and protein is worth 4 calories. Each fat is worth 9. So that's where people go wrong. They think they're balanced, but really they're getting much more fat than they actually need in their diet. And then they start seeing, changes that they don't necessarily want to see in their bodies.
But there are good fats and bad fats.
Totally,
there,
yeah.
right?
It's just the ratio. You still don't want too much of a good thing or too much of a bad thing, right?
All right. Well, what do I need to do, though, to get the right nutrients in me?
Yep. If you can increase your proteins and more of your calories come from protein, then you're not going to be as hungry because you're filling up on protein, and then you're not going to be having more of the other things, the delicious things, the fats and the carbs.
All right, now tell me, when we're getting products like this where we add the protein and such in there, can you get that just through foods, or do you need these supplements?
I like the supplements because most things are sold to be delicious, and things that are delicious tend to be the carbs and the fats. But these proteins are very convenient. That's what I like about them, because I'm always on the go. So these are different styles of protein. This is actually a pudding. This is a shake. These are chips. So what's cool is if you want to get your ratio of protein up higher, you could, if you're having a sandwich for lunch, then add these protein chips. They're pretty good. They're delicious. And then you get 20 extra grams of protein instead of adding more carb, so then your ratios are better, and you can feed your muscle.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking to do.
There is a lot to know, and you need to get in touch with Brent or another nutritionist at ironoakfitness.com.
Yep.
Is how you can get in touch with Brent. And it's good to know, because in this world today, there are a lot of foods out there we shouldn't be eating, and Brent can help you get on the right track.
Yeah, and this stuff you can find all over the place. I really like the Vitamin Shop on Kings. They're super friendly. They're very nice, and they, other stuff.
Brent, thank you so much for being with us. And stay with us. We're going to be back in just a moment with more, especially on this weather situation. 13 minutes after 8 o'clock.